Hey guys, this is another episode of Wine and Weightlifting Review. I am Nick Horton, the Iron Samurai. This is Tamara Reynolds, the T-Bone named after a steak. And we are about to get fresh and funky with reviewing a nice bottle of wine and some kick-ass weightlifting. So, yeah, that's it. Alright, so today we are going to be pairing up a kick-ass bottle of wine from my state of Oregon, the Willamette Valley, with high-protein salmon out of a can. That's right, because what goes better with wine than fish?
You gotta zoom in.
Yeah, we gotta zoom in. Let me see. I don't know if you can see this, but we got bones, and we got skin, and we probably have like little human parts in there. Oh God, I just poured some on the ground. Disgusting.
There's a story, I promise.
There's a story, I promise. We're going to tell you the story. But I do need to make something very clear because I know you're probably freaking out right now. And that is, I am not wearing anywhere near as much product in my hair as normal because Tamara bet me that I could not wash my hair, not put jack shit in my hair, and do this review.
Because I've never even seen him without product in his hair.
Yeah, see, this is what happens. I'm not opposed to this, you know. It's just that I am trying very hard to keep the hair product industry in business.
If you've ever seen his hair in person, like it,
you know how much hair product
I can't even believe that he only washed it twice because it is seriously just like he takes Vaseline and puts it on his
It's
head.
not far off.
It's
I use pomade, man. It's nothing crazy. People have been using this stuff since like 1492.
Yeah. So you know what was that book, The Outsiders, with the greasers?
Yeah, I'm a greaser.
Yeah, exactly.
That's me.
It. So I thought he was gonna have to use like Dawn, Dawn grease out of the way, or some dishwashing detergent to get it out. But he says he just used shampoo.
Yeah, shampoo. You just leave it in for a very long time. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, if you're freaking out, don't worry. Pigs are not flying. The world is not ended. Hell has not frozen over. It's just that I ain't got no product in my hair. All right, so seriously, we do have a bottle of wine to review, and it's pretty awesome. So we go to this wine tasting place near our house.
The Wine Tunnel.
The Wine Tunnel, which is not in a tunnel. It's kind of false advertising, but...
It's not true. It's on Tunnel Road, and Tunnel Road is called Tunnel Road because there's a tunnel.
Yeah,
he doesn't know this because he doesn't drive, so the fact that the road is named that is like irrelevant.
It's irrelevant to me. I'm all about landmarks and like flying monkeys. So we go to this place, which has really cool decor, by the way, which is tunnel-like. It reminds me a lot of the Beauty and the Beast show from the 80s.
Yes.
Totally, which that show is awesome. If you are too young to know that show, bad you. By the way, little known fact, very important. If you're into the King of Thrones deal, George R.R. Martin, the writer, the guy who wrote all the novels, he actually used to write for Beauty and the Beast. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So this place is straight out of Beauty and the Beast. Pretty awesome. It's a tunnel on the inside, and they do this wine tasting pretty regularly. Every Saturday, and we go over there a lot of times after the gym, after we're done yelling at people and making people do work.
We need to drink.
We need to drink. You hear that, lifters? You lead us to drink. You lead us to drinking. So we go over there to get our drink on because they do a wine tasting, and we went there a couple weeks ago, and the person who was doing the wine tasting was from Oregon, and I thought that was pretty cool because that's where I'm from, and the bottle of wine here is from the Willamette Valley, and it is a Pinot Noir. It's called a whole cluster Pinot Noir, which sounds a little bit more like a cereal than wine. But I promise you there are not chunks of clustery stuff inside this wine. But it is from the Willamette Valley Vineyards, and just for fun, I'm going to have Tamara read her own handwriting, and she's going to tell you a little more about it.
I don't know why you can't read my handwriting, because my handwriting is so much better than yours. Well, okay, first of all, this is not written down, but the reason it's called whole cluster, she explained this to us in depth.
Yes, this is actually really cool.
Is that instead of putting the grapes in the vats, like squashing them, like they usually do, they actually take the whole cluster of grapes.
Yeah.
And see, you should be explaining this because it was all science, and I don't do science, but
it sounded like magic to me.
Something about the whole cluster, and then they put something in there, and then finally the whole grapes actually burst.
Yes.
Yeah, so there was no crushing of anything. The grapes just burst because of something.
Yeah.
Sciencey.
Because of science.
Yeah.
Science burst those grapes.
So, yes, it was delicious, and so we bought it.
It's ridiculously delicious, but we're going to talk about it first, and then get into sipping on it and telling you what we think.
So actually, this is
we just told you what we think, but we're going to tell you more specifically what we think.
This is a good vineyard for hippies.
Yes, hippie vineyard.
Like Nick. Because, so the founder, Jim Bernot, I hope I'm saying that right. I'm going to say it like that anyway.
Yeah, he sounds more fancy.
But anyway, they showed us a video. We got to see this whole video of the history of the vineyard. And he purchased, in 1983, like the first, I don't know what they call it. There's like different plantings. But he purchased the first one. And he used to take like thousands of feet of hose and go water it by hand.
Yeah.
And then over the years, he purchased some other really well-known older estates that had vines. And so that's how it became what it is today. The glorious Willamette Valley Vineyards.
Willamette.
But about the, whatever.
Willamette.
Willamette. I can say it however I want to. I'm not from
Willamette
Oregon.
Defoe.
You wait while we drive through North Carolina. You try to get all the names of little towns here, right?
Around here.
Rutherfordton, see if you can do that.
I'm done already.
But anyway, the hippie part is the founder, Jim. I'm just going to call him Jim.
Yeah.
He won this big award last year from the American Wine Society. Their Award of Merit. And part of the reason is that the winery is very eco-friendly.
Okay.
So, this cork right here, they are the first winery in the world to use sustainable cork wine stoppers that are certified by the Rainforest Alliance.
The Rainforest Alliance. That sounds like a
Forest Stewardship
Marvel Comics
Council
group.
Or something. So,
we are the Rainforest
these
Alliance.
are like certified corks. We are
corks.
not killing the rainforest by drinking this wine.
No.
And then they also have a nationwide cork recycling program. And like a whole bunch of other stuff. So they actually have some really cool stuff going on there.
That actually is cool because honestly the cork industry is kind of shitty. So that's cool.
I don't know. I'm okay with the $3 screw top wine too, but this is
I'm
really
totally
good.
cool with
We were drinking this and we were just like, this was $20.99, so it's still not very expensive, $20.99. But for as much as we drink, like we have to throw
we couldn't do $20.99 every day.
We have to throw the $3
That'd be a
bottles of wine in there. This is not a $3 bottle of wine. This is a very, very good bottle of wine.
Yeah.
So we're gonna taste this.
All right, so now we're gonna do the official tasting.
We gotta talk about what we taste, and then you have to tell us what we're supposed to be tasting.
So that we do not screw up the review. We're gonna say what we honestly think, and then we're gonna go back and I'll read what we're supposed to think about this wine.
And if this is the first time you've watched us taste wine, you should know we actually don't know what we're talking about.
No, we don't know jack shit. We're weightlifters, for fuck's sake.
But we like wine.
But we like wine. Okay. What are you telling me?
Okay, this is dry.
Okay, dry. Dry but smooth.
I need to go watch a whole bunch of YouTube videos of wine reviews just so I can fake it better. I'm so bad at even faking it. I'm like, I don't know.
It just tastes good.
It tastes like wine.
Yeah, it tastes like good wine.
But it's definitely dry.
Yeah.
I got that part down.
You got that part down. Okay, so it's dry, but it ain't going to kick your ass dry.
Some metallic.
Okay, you like that? So it tastes a little bit like a barbell.
It's not fruity to me at all.
No fruit. You feel tartness, though.
There's tart.
Because I feel some tartness.
Yes, there's definitely tartness.
Like, I would say, okay, if I was going to be totally honest, I think this tastes like a combination a dry wine with hints of barbell. I'm not joking. Barbell.
That's the metallic.
Yeah. And sweet tarts. That's what I have to say. And it's good. I know that doesn't sound good, but that actually is really good.
I just know that it's going to tell me that I'm supposed to be tasting some sort of fruit, like a cherry, or it's going to say something like a stone fruit or something.
Stone fruit.
And I don't taste any fruit.
Maybe it's a metal fruit.
So I'm wrong. Whatever I think is wrong. I did not read the review. He read it because he wrote down stuff. But I'm like serious about.
But I have no memory, so that was too long ago. Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that. I'm sticking with my barbell / sweet tart wine. It's pretty good.
I'm sure there's something I could think of. But
yeah, I think you're wrong about the fruit thing, though.
There's something. I just can't think of it. It doesn't taste like I'm not like, oh my god, this tastes like, some wines, like the white wines, you're like, this tastes exactly like peaches. Or very floral. And I don't get that at all.
So, again, my non-wine person opinion is this. The drier the wine, the harder it is for me to pinpoint specific things like that. Like if it's sweeter, I'm like, oh yeah, that tastes like a mango, you know.
Well, tell us, what am I supposed to be tasting?
I don't know. I can't remember how to read.
I can't even read your handwriting.
Yeah, my handwriting is atrocious, by the way. Okay, so
I am not going to be professional anytime soon.
I don't know. I believe in our taste buds. It says this is as refreshing as liquid fruit salad in a glass. That's what this is. Look at it. It's clearly fruit salad in a glass, baby.
It tastes like fruit salad.
Yeah,
okay, I would have said cherry of anything. A backbone.
If you're gonna pick a fruit, you would have said cherry. That makes sense because cherry has got that combination barbell sweet tart.
I don't get this whole
backbone of cherry. So maybe actually they meant literally it has backbone and cherry because we're about to eat some backbone out of the salmon. Followed by sweet tart.
That's you.
Sweet tart strawberry and cranberry with notes of vanilla and spice.
I don't get anything.
So the vanilla and the spice.
Vanilla.
See, I think I have a crappy palate. I think that's the truth.
I don't have any vanilla in here. I think they forgot the vanilla in our bottle.
Maybe so. I don't know. I'm actually okay with that because I think it tastes amazing. So, regardless of the fact that what we tasted tasted nothing like what they said we're supposed to.
We want to go buy more.
Yeah, we love it. I mean, we're like fanatics.
How is it? Willamette?
Yeah.
Okay, see, I said it right.
Yeah, you did.
So, see, Willamette Valley Vineyards, we love this one.
Yeah, this is a phenomenal one.
I will say, we were going to review, we bought a Riesling also.
From them.
From them, yeah. And we were going to review that. And that one we were supposed to pair with Captain Crunch. Because Nick wrote an article that said, it was...
Well, no, I watched Gary Vaynerchuk's wine review of Captain Crunch and what you're supposed to pair with.
Yes, okay. So,
and
Riesling.
Yeah, and he was like, you got to try a Riesling. And we're like, well, we just bought a Riesling, baby.
So what happened, though, was that we were going to do the review, and so we opened the bottle, and we drank our glasses. And then we didn't do the review, so I put it back in the refrigerator, and we have this really ghetto refrigerator, which replaced the even more ghetto refrigerator.
Yes.
But it doesn't have a spot where you can keep a open bottle of wine standing straight up. There isn't like a spot that's tall enough. So I had it kind of in there a little bit crooked. And when the refrigerator door got opened yesterday, the wine spilled out. So it was just spilling away onto the kitchen floor, and I had to rescue it, and there was only one glass left, so I just drank it.
Yeah.
So we were going to review this one anyway, but that's the story. We tasted a bunch of their
We were
wines.
totally going to review. So
And
if you're watching this, anybody from Willamette Valley,
we love the Riesling.
The Riesling was
also.
brilliant too. Like, you guys are good winemakers. That's just a fact.
Yeah.
I'm not just biased because
so
I'm also
at some point,
from
I really think next time we need to go back and get the Riesling.
Yeah.
Not because I love it, because I do, but I really want to do a review with Captain Crunch.
Yeah, I mean, it's been done, but we can do it even better. I heard. Yeah, that's right,
Yes,
Gary Vaynerchuk. I just said that because look at my hair, for fuck's sake. I mean, it looks good. We're gonna now pair this wine with the salmon. So, if we've got apparently a liquid bowl of fruit salad,
it's gonna make this taste
/
better.
barbell sweet tart wine, is this or is this not properly paired with canned salmon? And we're gonna explain to you why we're eating canned salmon, and it is in fact our segue into our weight. So here is our can of salmon. It's a red sockeye wild Alaskan salmon from where's it from?
You bought it from Walmart.
From Walmart. We buy. By the way, we did not buy this, and this is part of the story.
So the story is that we have a neighbor who lives across the street who's like totally fascinated by us. He's like,
right.
Oh my God, you're weightlifters! Like, he thinks that we lift weights is like the coolest thing ever. He also thinks that you're like the most huge guy that he's ever seen.
Which is hilarious because I am 2 feet tall.
So anyway, we were talking the one day about like lifting weights, and he was like, "You guys must eat a lot of protein."
Right.
And we were like, "Yeah, you know, we do protein shakes, protein bars." And so he goes in his house and brings out this can of salmon. And this is what he eats for his protein because it's so cheap. Because I can't remember how much it was, but like $3, something like that, for a can. I think it's less than $3 at Walmart. And this can of salmon has 51 grams of protein in it.
It's pretty good.
So he's like, what can you get for, you know?
Yeah.
Like, we get those Oh Yeah bars, and those are like only 25 or 30 grams of protein. And they're like
about the same price.
Yeah. So this is way more.
Right. Now, this may not taste exactly like a Oh Yeah bar.
He did admit to us that it's not actually good, that it's an acquired taste.
Okay, it's acquired taste.
In terms of, he just literally eats it out of the can. He doesn't do anything to it, but he does get crackers.
Before we started this review, by the way.
The Keebler Club crackers.
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah.
And he told us, he suggested that we eat it with crackers.
Yes, he just gave us his can and was
'Cause
like,
he wanted
you guys
us
have
to
got to
try
try it out. It's going to totally help you with your weightlifting.
I'm going to squat a PR because of the
So,
salmon.
you know, out of, I mean, his generosity, we had no choice. We have to try this out.
And here's the thing.
And eat it the way he would eat it, which is plain. No flavoring whatsoever. And we're going to combine it with a genuinely good wine and see if the wine can make up for the fact that we're about to eat out of a can.
Like a whole bunch of fish skin in it.
Yeah, fish skin. I'm totally into that, though.
I know. He's Japanese, so it's okay.
I'm functionally Japanese.
Totally discussing things.
Or I'm functionally...
I want it to taste like tuna.
Know.
If it tastes like tuna, I'll be okay.
Well, it's not bad.
I don't want any skin, though.
Well, that's not bad at all.
You can have the skin.
So I got...
Ew, their skin.
Got a little taste of
their
that.
Skin.
Gonna do a little taste of wine.
Okay, just like tuna.
It's totally fine. I actually have this theory, by the way. Anything that's canned, it's meat, will taste like tuna.
Tastes like can, that's why.
Because I don't think tuna tastes like tuna at all. I think tuna tastes like can. And you can tell this by eating raw tuna.
Which tastes nothing like
Which tastes
tuna.
absolutely nothing like canned tuna.
Okay. So this actually tastes exactly like tuna. It just has skin in it.
Right. Go over the skin right now.
I prefer my tuna without skin. It's that it just
Good.
looks gross. Not that canned tuna is delicious, but...
No, I'm down with this. This is fine. 50 grams of protein, baby. PR.
I'm just going to let you know that I would probably not choose this option. For 50 grams of protein, I'm going to stick with my protein trilogy and whey. Like, what is that? I mean, seriously, look. What is that? Ew! What is that? Look at this. That, right there. That's something disgusting.
That's a Gulf tea. That's what that is. That is...
a giant bone.
It's just a bone. That's all it is.
It's like a dead animal, other than... It's what the salmon ate.
Reality.
So, yeah.
I'm totally... Hey, this isn't so bad. And with the wine. That's the important part. Does this, you know, can-tasting food go with barbell and sweet
I'm
tarts?
moving on. Because I'm going to eat this. Just to get rid of the taste of the salmon. So, there's a story about this also.
Godiva, caramel.
Yes, it's a milk salted toffee caramel.
Okay.
And I bought this today when I was shopping. And the reason that I bought it is because I was birthday shopping. Sorry, Becca, I'm going to ruin your birthday surprise.
But you're in this review.
By letting you know that you're going to get a bag of these for your birthday. So yes, our friend Becca Gurdon.
also known as the delicate flower.
It's her birthday coming up, and so I've been going around town buying little birthday presents for her, and I bought another present, which I'm not going to say what it is, at the store. And when I was checking out, they had bags of these at the cash register, like just waiting for me. So I bought a bag for her and then a bag for me. So that's
these also, by the way, go great with the wine. In other words, this is the universal wine.
See, that is delicious.
Goes with everything from canned meat to Godiva chocolate. That is a good one. So, I guess we actually do have to talk about weightlifting. We did bring in Becca and a can of tuna, so that must be segue enough.
It is. Protein and Becca.
Yeah. Becca, you are.
I'm sorry to lump you in with a disgusting skin-filled, bone-filled fish, but anyway, I like Becca way more than that salmon.
Yes, I'm going to have to agree with that. At least a little bit more. Although that salmon, you know, as canned salmon goes.
I will let you have that.
Wasn't bad. But, so we will review in this show all kinds of random crap that has to do with weightlifting. Basically, if there's even a slightest hint of weightlifting to it, we will review it. But this time, there's a whole lot of weightlifting.
It's relevant.
It's super relevant, way more so than sometimes. And that's because it's one of our own seminars. We're actually going to review, out of like a sheer amount of powerful arrogance, we are going to review ourselves. And one of our own seminars called a Total Domination Seminar. Also, amazing amounts of arrogance in our titling of things. Yeah, I know, my hair's amazing. It's just
it is
amazing. I might just do this. We have another seminar tomorrow, by the way. We're doing a power clean seminar at the gym. I may have to
keep your hair like that.
Keep my hair like this. I don't know if people take me seriously, but I'm going to try. I'm willing to fight through it. I don't care. So we ran the other weekend a 2-day Total Domination Seminar, and what that means is we took people from being clueless to their first contest in 2 days flat. That's what my marketing would say.
You're so good at that.
I know.
I'm just like, yeah, we had a seminar at the gym. We did some weights.
Hey, you know, I'm a preacher at heart. I got to get things out there with flair.
But we did. We had a seminar at the gym and we lifted some weights.
We did. And so here's what our seminar is all about. It's about literally taking people in who may not actually understand what the heck they're doing. And then we put them through 2 days of living hell. And then at the end of that, we do a mock contest. And Tamara and I run that, along with some help from our lifters. And then they have the experience then of not just learning the Olympic lifts, but of contest experience, so that
without having to wear a singlet
or any other kind of stuff, but with a lot of the same rules. They learn what the rules are. They learn kind of how a contest is going to run, the things to expect, how to deal with, you know, all the little things that are going to come up, etc. So that when they leave us, they are significantly more prepared to go do a contest, not just in terms of what they know, but more so there's that sense of confidence now, because they feel like, well, okay, I've kind of done this before. It's not that big a deal. I can go do it this time. I'll just wear a singlet. No big deal, right? So it was a lot of fun, and we have a bunch of video we're going to intersperse into this. Here's a little quick one.
An easy lift for Rob.
Great. All right,
Come on, Amy!
yeah.
Emily slots.
Go, Amy.
I like this.
Come on, you got this. Stretch the bar.
Down.
Come on.
Good lift, Amy.
Split them wide and fast. Come on!
Got it.
All right, and we are back from cool stuff, and check it out. What do we got behind us? We had meant to mention this earlier, but we're sitting here for a reason so that you can see behind us our kick-ass flamingo planter.
It's awesome.
It is freaking awesome.
It's like 4 feet tall.
Yeah, it is. It's taller than me.
Flamingo. It is hobbit size.
It is hobbit size like me. So yeah, that's awesome. But we are going to now get into the details of what these seminars are all about, so that you can get an idea of what it is we do in our gym when we do these crazy ass 2-day seminars. In the beginning of every Saturday, so we do a Saturday Sunday thing, of a Saturday session for the Total Domination seminar is what we would otherwise run as what we call a Snatch Domination seminar. So we also run like really short versions, like a 2-hour seminars. We do those quite a bit. We call those Snatch Domination because they're just about the snatch. And so we basically embedded that whole seminar into this other one. So we spend 2 hours just rocking it on everything you need to know about how to snatch as quickly as humanly possible. So if you don't know jack, we can get you snatching from the floor to overhead in a way that is contest legal. That's very important because, again, this Total Domination seminar is all about getting you into a competition, a legal sense competition, as fast as humanly possible. So we got to teach you how to do that. 2, how to do something, a snatch that is very safe, which luckily is basically the same thing. If you know how to do a competition legal snatch, then you're probably going to be way safer when you do it. And 3, that's 4. 3, how to snatch big ass weights. In other words, increasing your efficiency. And so that's really what our Snatch Domination thing is all about. If you have never checked any of our stuff out before, I advise you to go right now. Well, after you watch this whole video, go after this to, that's our dog, snatchdomination.com, and you can actually see for free. We have a 5-part video series that goes over all of this, everything that we go through in our Snatch Domination seminars. And so you can basically take yourself through the seminar all on your own and completely for free. So go check that out, snatchdomination.com. All right, Rebecca.
It's only these youngsters who can go for it. All right, come on, Austin.
Get Austin.
There you go.
Down. That was easy.
There, yep.
That done gone country.
That was a cake.
And we are back again. It's fun to say that.
So first we talk about the snatch.
Mm-hmm.
We go into a lot of detail with the snatch.
We do.
Then we move on to clean and jerks.
Yes. So second part of a Saturday is clean and jerk.
Yes. And we don't spend a lot of time on the clean, comparatively.
Right.
Because our belief is that if you learn how to snatch first and learn how to snatch well, then the clean is going to come a lot easier.
Right.
And especially for a lot of the people who come to our seminars who have a background in CrossFit, they've done a lot more with especially power cleans than they've ever done with snatches.
Yeah.
So they kind of already know about a clean, even if they're not doing it the way they need to
Yes.
be doing
There's
it.
not rank beginners usually. Right.
But once they have the idea of how their hips need to work in a snatch, then we throw in the clean. Spend a little bit of time on the clean with really the purpose of helping them get the weight to their shoulders so that we can practice the jerk.
Right.
So then we go to the jerk and talk about some things that Nick has in a few of his videos with the bounce cue and stomping the spider and all of that. And really we kind of wrapped up the day with that. It's, you know,
Yeah. So we've really
'cause
covered
we went
in the
for
first
about,
day.
about
like,
5 hours of you
Yeah.
know, lifting
Right.
and also grilling meat. So
Right. We forgot to mention that. There was lots of meat. Lon, the grill master of Doom, grilled an absolutely phenomenal amount of meat,
Yes.
and we ate it. By the way, side note, Lon is now testing out a deadlift version of my Nemesis program.
it's insane.
Yeah, so you probably know about Squat Nemesis. It's, in my opinion, the coolest thing in the history of the world. Well, maybe not that, but it is awesome. It's an awesome program for squatting. This woman right over here is currently kicking some ridiculous ass on it. I don't know if you're paying attention to the YouTube videos, but she gets a PR basically daily on her squat. She's doing some pretty wild variations of the Squat Nemesis that we are going to be writing up for you guys. But Lon is also going to get a write-up all of his own.
And I'm not ever doing what he's doing.
Right, on the deadlift Nemesis, baby. I never encouraged this in my life because I thought he would die, but I'm willing to sacrifice Lon. So he is either going to die, and I'll get a great blog post out of that, or he's going to get awesome results, and we'll get a great review out of it, and we'll even talk about it here. The deadlift Nemesis, because it's ridiculous. Lon, not only are you good at grilling meat, but you haven't died yet from the deadlift, and that counts for something. So yes, we finish up an entire day, Saturday, with you already know how to snatch and clean and jerk. So what in the world do we do on the second day?
I don't know.
On Sunday, the second day of a Total Domination seminar, we end up first basically going over finer detail stuff about the snatch and the clean and jerk. So again, we just spent like another hour or so doing snatches and clean and jerks, partly to refresh your memory, because in case you've never actually done much snatching and clean and jerking, you're definitely going to need a refresher course, even though it's only been one day. And it also allows us, though, to go a little deeper, especially with people who might be advancing a little faster. So we can kind of go over there and really test some stuff out, get people lifting a little bit heavy. And this also kind of primes people a little bit for the contest to come later in the day.
So after we finish lifting for about an hour, then we move on to what I guess we call our Kumbaya circle.
Kumbaya time,
Kumbaya
baby!
time, yes. Which really means that we all pull up chairs and then Nick and I talk at everyone for a little while.
Yeah, usually much longer than people would expect. We are both talkers, if you haven't figured out by this ridiculous video.
But this is basically the mental side of lifting.
Yeah.
So we talk about some things that have come up in the seminar so far. So, I mean, invariably people become like either afraid of the weight or, you know, get that attitude like, I just can't make this because it's too heavy. Little things like that, letting their brain kind of get in the way of the lift.
Right.
So we kind of touch on that stuff. And then we usually talk a little bit more about the Zen side of things, which is Nick's piece. And then programming. So
Yeah, we go a little heavy into the programming too, and the reason for that is that, of course, most of the people who are at a seminar of ours are not actually going to be hanging out with us every day. So You want to make sure that when they leave, they have kind of a good overview of what it is that drives the progress of the members of our gym, which of course is the programming itself. Because technique, I mean, I know that it's on the internet, all the discussions for the most part tend to be about technique, which is kind of fascinating to me. And the reason that's fascinating is because technique's really important in the very, 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 very beginning. It's always important. You're always going to have more stuff to think about. But in the long run, it's the programming and the mindset stuff that really ends up driving your progress. Because your technique, you've kind of figured that out for the most part. You'll always have something to work on, but the big rocks have already been taken care of. So I like to give people kind of an overview of how it is that we do our programming and break it down so that it's not actually as complicated as it all seems, because quite frankly, most of it isn't. It's not that, the numbers can't get complicated, but it's just that they're all based on an underlying series of things, basics, that are actually rather basic, and you just have to really do them. And so long as you stick with the basics correctly, you'll probably be doing really well, and you don't have to know lots and lots and lots of details in order to have pretty damn good progress. It's always better to have more of the appropriate details, the right details, but that's icing on the cake stuff. So we're really trying to give people the cake. It's only a 2-day seminar. We're not going to give you everything. You can't get the sprinkles too, but we can absolutely give you the cake, and that's going to take you a long way. So after we talk about the mental stuff, how not to freak out at contests, how not to freak out at the gym, ways
how to make sure that you don't let the referees think you're getting a red light because you
it's
gave up on
important.
a lift.
Yeah, we really do. After we talk about that and the programming stuff we start getting into a whole spiel about stuff you need to deal with a contest. And part of it is that Olympic weightlifting is a judged sport. So it's not actually just about how much you lift. It's about whether or not you lift it in such a way that the judges believe you. That's important. So we discuss all kinds of stuff related to that. And then all the little things, about contest preparation, which are potentially tedious, but we try to make it less tedious than it would otherwise be. Because if you go to a competition you've never been to one before, I promise you this, you will be absolutely overwhelmed by a lot of the stuff that isn't actually a big deal, but because it's so new to you, it will seem like a big deal. So that's part of what we're doing. So in other words, like our 2-day Total Domination seminar is really split in half. Like the first day is all about the technique stuff, getting you solid on like the foundational things you need to know for a snatch, the foundational things you need to know for a clean and jerk. And then the second day is going deeper into all the stuff that actually is going to make you better in a competition and also just better in your training. It isn't just one of those technique seminars. We try not to be too heavily focused on only technique, even though the technique stuff is very important, because your long-term progress requires much more than that. Like, it's important to have the technique, but you've got to have the rest of it, or else you're really just going to spin your wheels forever.
So in terms of the focus on technique, I think an important thing to say, and something we talk about at the seminar, is the fact that when these people leave, a lot of them are going to go lift by themselves, or at least lift at a gym where there's not a huge weightlifting team. And what we talk about is how, I don't know, I hate saying elitism in weightlifting. I feel like it gets old, but I still feel like
I know,
it's
even though
so
we say it a lot.
That basically, now you're new, you know a couple things about technique, you want to go home and practice, and you know that the only way to get good at this is to just practice again and again and again every day. And the fact is, like, you suck. I mean, you suck because you've never done this. You're, like, new at it. And some people are going to suck for a little bit of time, and some people like me are going to suck for, like, a really long time. So it's important to keep the perspective that for some reason we have this weird thing in weightlifting where a new person posts a form check video online, and all of a sudden all of these people swoop in and are like posting videos of Klokov and all the Chinese lifters, and why aren't you doing this way, and you're terrible. And it's like, this is a new lifter.
Right.
You know?
So encouraging.
So we really encourage people to just like not even go on the internet.
Screw the internet! I know we're saying that's on the internet.
It's like, you're not supposed to be good at, you're not supposed to go to a weekend seminar and be good at it the day after you leave.
It's ridiculous.
So what your lifts look like in the weeks and months following the seminar are not hopefully what they're going to look
it's like going into a
years,
it's like going into a high school math class, like a geometry class, and then making fun of everybody because they're not doing like graduate level mathematics right there. They're like, dude, we're sophomores in high school doing geometry. No shit. That's kind of our approach, is that you're supposed to go through progressions, right? You're supposed to start at the beginning, and then eventually you get more advanced. So, of course, you weren't doing everything like an advanced person. That makes perfect sense, right?
Because if everyone could do that, everyone would just be a world champion.
Instantly, tomorrow.
And all of the people
I know.
playing basketball would just be in the
Don't get
fucking
me-
NBA.
Right, don't get me wrong.
Why wouldn't you choose to just be in the NBA if you could just do that overnight? I mean, I would totally pick that over weightlifting.
Well,
so I
there's
actually make money.
Pretty good money. It's definitely not
You know.
my height sport.
But that's just not the way it works. So that is actually something
It's not
that
the
we
way
talk
anything
about,
works.
and we talk about, you know, with what you're going to do with this when you go home.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah, that is the thing. It's like, don't get me wrong, I'm an American. I believe in fast progress as much as humanly possible. It's why my squat programs look the way they do. It's why all my programs look the way they do, because I am actually trying to get you the fastest progress I could possibly get you. I'm trying to get you from point A to point B faster than anybody else on the earth. That is my constant, non-stop goal as a coach, is to continue to make my shit such that you get ridiculously fast progress. I believe in that, right? However, let's be realistic about it. It still takes a lot of work. It still takes a lot of time. It's not going to happen overnight. Even the best, most efficient routines, the best, most efficient techniques, the best, most efficient everything are still going to take a crap ton of time. That's just reality. You don't get to just be magic overnight. So we try to make this point really clear in our seminars so that people leave
and don't quit.
and don't quit. They actually practice and stuff like that. And we do try to follow up with everybody. If you come to one of our seminars, we got your back. We're going to definitely interact with you as much as we can, kind of help figure out a way for you to do what you want to do. And get the support that you need and all that kind of stuff. So that's another big deal. But the mindset's everything. If you leave our seminar and go, that was cool, and then you just go back to whatever you were doing, it's like you never went. But if you came, you really absorbed what you had, that we had there for you, and then you go home and you practice it and you implement it and you just do it and do it and do it, you're going to really do some amazing things. And it's just the fact that you did it. You just kept at it. That's the thing that's going to do it. So, yeah, that's an extraordinarily important point. I agree with that. And finally, we end our seminars, Total Domination seminars, with a mock contest, which is all kinds of fun. In this one, I was the head judge, and Tamara did multi-duty. She was, let's see, what all did you do?
I was the most fabulous announcer that
She was
there
an
has
announcer?
ever been. And I was basically the the table. I mean,
Yeah.
we run through with everyone really quickly how to do attempt cards
Yeah.
and how to do warm-ups and everything like that. So basically, I was the whole scorer's table.
Yeah, whole score.
So, and the announcer. And kind of the timekeeper also.
Yep.
And then really, if people needed help with warm-ups, I was kind of like the...
Not to mention, she lifted.
Yes, I did lift. I was not dedicated to lifting. I was like, I am not going to say that I'm going to lift, but it worked out that my number...
No, it's hilarious because she'd get done, she'd drop the snatch and instantaneously start announcing again the next person up.
That was actually fun. I probably actually did pretty well because I wasn't stressed out about it or anything like that.
Yeah,
But
we actually, this is my new
I
thing.
did lift.
Tamara from now on, coaching thing, has to announce at every meet she's ever in.
Yes, and then I will do better.
She'll
Because
do better,
actually, I
'cause
went-
it's the
I went
mindset
for a
stuff.
snatch PR. It was like a big deal.
Yeah, she
I
did.
did really well.
Yeah, so her and Becca. So, okay, here's where Becca comes in. We promised you, Becca, you'd be in this video. So, in addition to our participants, we had some special guests, a couple of which were our own lifters who were there just kind of have some fun.
Because we like them.
Because we like them, sort of. A little bit, when you're good. But also, in addition to that, was our friend, Becca Gurdon.
Yeah, because I was the announcer and I was saying her name Gurdon. Because that's how I say it in my head, but it's
Yeah.
not actually.
It's
It's
not.
not
It's
French.
Gurdon.
It's Gurdon.
Right. Well, it probably is French, but then it got changed.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know. She looks so French.
Not that I would know
She doesn't
French.
at all. She looks
I don't
Scottish.
speak French, so I actually don't know.
But she's a phenomenal lifter.
Yeah.
She trained with MASH Elite for a long time. She recently has now moved to the MD USA team, the muscle driver team. But she is a good friend of ours, and she was up hanging out, having fun, and her and Tamara got into it
Yeah,
on the
we-
platform. They were totally having a snatch battle, and it was awesome. They were both trying very, very hard to get, what was it?
71.
71 kilos, which would have been a lifetime PR for Tamara,
It
here,
would
by
have
the way.
been.
And they're both 75 kilo lifters. They're both, awesome. They're both young and beautiful, and
I think Becca is like 15 years younger than I am. No lie, because it's about to be her birthday.
you're 15 years younger than a lot of people.
She's turning 22. I really
I
do.
think that might be true.
So yeah.
That might be true.
Anyway, she's way younger than I
That
am.
might even be old. I don't
But-
know if she's that old. But after an extensive battle, much sweat, blood, shock,
Probably like 10 attempts each.
10
I
attempts,
don't
yeah, it was a
know.
ridiculous number of attempts.
Becca won.
Becca won. She
I
actually
lost.
did hit the lift.
Yes, she did. And then
Yeah.
I wanted her to hit that though. Like,
Of course.
I really, well, no, I didn't mean to beat me, but I wanted her to hit that because she wanted 74 for a PR.
Yeah.
So I needed her to at least hit 71 so she could jump to 74 and go for a PR.
Yeah.
And she did. She did attempt 74 a couple of times. So
Right. Yeah,
I
she
think
did.
Her legs
Yeah.
were real tired after that.
But I've been slightly tired.
But she will probably hit 74 tomorrow.
Yes.
Because when you're 22, you can do that.
You can just do whatever you want.
Whatever you want.
Right. Apparently, when you're 37, you can do whatever you want because I don't know if
Okay.
anybody notices this, but Tamara squats every day, sometimes twice a day, and she doesn't just do like singles. She squats like a maniac.
It's fun.
She does. So apparently, this works.
I don't cry at all.
You don't cry. It's true. Just look beautiful. So delicate flower. There's the camera. This is for you. All right. So that was another wine and weightlifting review. We can do a quick little summary. What did we
Yes.
do? We
I don't know. We had wine.
we lost our bottle.
It's right here.
Oh, we got it. We got it back. Most important wine of the day here. We got the Willamette Valley Vineyards. That's from Oregon, my home state. The Pinot Noir whole cluster.
Whole cluster.
Whole cluster. It's not a cereal, it's a wine. It does not, to us, taste as fruity as the website makes it sound. However, it does taste phenomenal. It might taste slightly like a barbell and a sweet tart. And
And
then
it is.
it tastes just fine along with salmon out of the can. If you want cheap protein, Walmart is your friend.
Yeah, it's a product of the USA. I hope so because it says it's Alaskan salmon. So-
Yeah, that's true.
And
Oh god, I
then-
spilled this shit on my boot.
Oh, God.
That's disgusting.
and then the Godiva.
Godiva chocolate, phenomenal. And then a total domination seminar. It's
And
one of the big
weightlifting.
things that we do.
And you get to watch a whole bunch of videos
it's
of people
true.
at the mock meet.
We're
and
here for you, is the
seminar.
point. We like to help you get good at weightlifting. Our dog loves to bark at everything that moves. And that's it. All right. T-Bone and the Iron Samurai out. Mwah.